Good morning everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going on an adventure. So it is 6:15 in the morning. George and Theo just came in from the field. They were very confused. This is way out of their normal routine. They're both having a little bit of breakfast and then George is getting all dolled up and ready to head to Kildare for the Sandstorm Equestrian Brand Ambassador Camp. Right, I'm making brilliant time. So I'm in Junction 14 at the moment. I got myself a pain au chocolat, I never say that right, and an energy drink, but this is actually for tomorrow evening because I feel like I'm going to be tired by the time I'm driving home. We're about 40 minutes away, so I'm actually ahead of schedule, which is very rare for me. Normally I am late to everything, but George will have been in the box for a good like 3.5 hours by the time we get there, so I want him to have plenty of time to stand in the stable and have some hay because he hasn't eaten a lot of his hay net. And then also loads of time to give him a really good walk around and a leg stretch before we even like properly warm up for our lesson. I also managed to destroy my outfit basically. So I was wearing the sky blue fleece, which you would have seen this morning, and I got it covered in grease, so I had to change that. So I brought the beige one instead, and then when I went into the shop there I realized I have like dust and dirt all over my hybrids as well. So we're on to our second outfit already and we haven't even gotten there. I haven't really filled you in too much on what's happening over the weekend, but it's pretty jam-packed. So we've got a jumping lesson, a dressage lesson, Pilates, a hack, a dinner, so there's loads going on and I'm going to try and bring you along for a little bit of everything. I'm going to carry on my journey now and get George off the box ASAP. Guys, we're 2 minutes away. I'm a little bit nervous because I've met some of the girls before and they've all been lovely, but I haven't met all of them, and I can be really shy when I first meet people. Like, it takes me a while to warm up and then I can come across as a bit of a cow, but it's literally just me being shy. So I need to break out of that, and usually I have Keelan with me as like a bit of a comfort blanket, but I don't have Keelan today. Oh, little dog. I don't have Keelan today. No safety net. I need to be a social butterfly.
Isn't it my birthday?
We made it. I have just been catching up with some of the girls and now I'm going to get tacked up and get on George and give him a good walk around. We've like half an hour till our lesson. It's also in an indoor and it's quite spooky and there's loads of fillers, so yay. Got all of George's stuff ready. Right, Georgie? Boy. He's all tacked up, got navy num on. Gonna be a good boy for your lesson. I'm giving George a good walk around before we start. He's a bit fresh. He's tucked up kind of after the journey and he was a bit ignorant in the stable. He wanted out. So hopefully he's a good boy. I'm going to jump in with a little bit of a voiceover here to explain what was going on in this session. I also have a massive mouth ulcer, so it's quite hard to talk. All of the clips are filmed in portrait because some of the girls were very kind and filmed literally all of us riding, and the content is mainly for social media because it was a brand ambassador camp, so that's why they are filmed in portrait, but I wanted to put everything in anyway. You will see in these first few videos that George is absolutely covered in foam, and that was because within about 10 minutes he just wound himself up to the eyeballs. We started off over like a cavaletti, and he does cavalettis every single week, and he also has his changes, so he's well able to change onto the correct leg. But he was so wound up, his legs were going absolutely everywhere and he was just getting worse and worse and worse. So then we moved on to some jumping. You can see the first couple of jumps were very sticky. He hasn't jumped away from home in ages, like somewhere where it's in an indoor and there's lots of shadows and loads of fillers with the course. He's gone for lessons away from home and things, but not actually something like this in quite a while. So he was a bit sticky at the start, but never thought about stopping, which was lovely. And I knew that I really needed to work in this session on getting him forward, getting rid of some of that excess energy and not being too tempted to hold him back because he was so fresh. He still wasn't actually going anywhere, so he had to move forward up into that canter in order to be able to jump properly. You can see the foam there. But he really came on, and by the end of it, like, he was jumping so much better. But he needs like this level of work when he is jumping at the moment, because otherwise you spend most of the session just kind of taking the edge off his energy levels and you never get down to actually doing something productive, if that makes sense. If you have a hot bloody horse, you will know what I mean. He has endless amounts of energy. Like, he's not overly fit right now, but he would go and go and go all day.
We are coming on to a line now in a second where we go down through a double, and I did ask Michelle to just take the back bar off the second part of the double the first time that we jumped through it, because I know that George can be a bit funny with doubles. He just locks onto the second part and completely forgets that the first part is there, and sometimes he can give himself a fright. He'll always go, but he can be really far off the second part the first time he goes through. And then obviously if he came down on the back bar, it would just give him a fright and make things worse. I always think that it's super important to speak up and advocate for your horse like that in a lesson, because at the end of the day, the person who you're getting a lesson with might not have ever met that horse before. Like, this was Michelle's first time ever meeting George and I've had George for 3 years, so I know what works best for him, and she wouldn't have had any bad intentions asking me to go down over that double and pop through it that way, and the height wouldn't, you know, appear to be an issue for George or anything. But I just know myself that that's what's best for him, and so in order to give him the most positive experience, I had to mention it. So this was our final go around the whole course. We jumped through the entire thing, start to finish. By this point, I was actually able to put my leg on and ride George down to the fence, and he was giving me a much better feeling, and I just felt like I could actually ride him through the corners, and the distances just came up so much easier because he was actually taking me down to the fence. And he makes such a nice shape. Like, look at his little knees when he's actually concentrating and not running around like a headless chicken. You can also see through all of the lines that, like, where I was getting 5, I'm now getting 4. Where I was getting 6, I'm now getting 5, which is the correct striding that he should be getting if we were to go out and compete and jump around a course. I probably should have asked him for a change there in that corner, but he changed himself here before we came down to the fence. He got a little bit deep, and I pushed really hard to make the correct striding happen. If I was in a course, I probably could have sat up and waited, but because it's training and that's what we were working on, I made it happen. And then we just jumped this little oxer to finish, and I was so happy. It was such a fun session.
George, it's a horse. Look at the absolute state of him. He was foaming from head to toe. I need to wash him off. George, were you a good boy? You were absolutely feral, but you were very good at the end. I'm tired now. I'm gonna go for a snooze. A little snooze and a snack. Georgine, are you tired? You need to give your head a brush. So I very, very stupidly forgot my stable rug. So I have borrowed some from Chloe, who very kindly offered me a couple of rugs to layer him up. Oh, George, Petting, you're so tired. I had to wash him, and he's kind of gone a bit crusty. We got some goodie bags, so I thought I would open mine with you all. I got the emerald green hybrids. Obsessed with these. I'm going to wear these tomorrow. A black cap. It's going to be such a nice outfit for tomorrow. Green belt to go with the hybrids, and green socks. So I'm literally all kitted out for tomorrow. I'm going to wear those with my black fleece, and a car air freshener, which is perfect because I don't have one of those up in my smelly car right now. And a keyring and a pop socket. How cute! This is everyone that's here at the camp, and like our schedule for the next few days. Everyone's so nice. I'm having the best time, so I'm going to go back to everyone. I am on the way to the hotel. We're staying in the West Grove. I'm going to have a nice shower, warm up, and then we're going for dinner at 7. We're going for an Indian, which I'm really excited about because I love Indian food, but I never get to have it because Keelan is such a plain eater. Although he thinks he might have a butter chicken, so maybe I'll convince him to go for an Indian when I'm home. We had a lovely day 1. Obviously it's not over yet. We still have the meal and everything, but it was really nice. I really enjoyed my lesson. It was with Michelle Kenny. I don't know if I mentioned that before, and she just really got George and what he was like. Now when you watch the videos back, he's like a sweaty mess, but he just got really wound up at the start, and then he finished really well, covering the ground, getting all his distances right. There was a few times like where I missed because I pushed him for the long, like not for the long one, I pushed him to go on the stride he needed to go on, but I didn't trust that he wouldn't chip in, so I just tried to give up my hand so I wouldn't catch him, but I didn't really fold. But yeah, it was really nice to watch everyone's lessons as well, because we learned so much from watching, and just to chat with everyone, and we all get on really well, and it's a really nice bunch. So I'll show you the room when I get to the hotel and I've checked in. I kid you not, there is literally a wedding on, and they're all downstairs in the reception taking photos and stuff, and myself walking in my horse riding gear. Me and Shannon, oh my god, state of us, strolling in, and they're all dressed up. But anyway, I'll give you a very quick room tour. Got a little spot for your suitcase here, an iron, won't be using that. Stuff to hang up my clothes, won't be using that either. This is the bathroom, nice shower that I will most definitely be using shortly. And then lovely big bed. Oh, I can't wait to go to sleep. I've got my makeup done. I'm all ready to go. I'm really pale. I'm gone off tanning. I would only ever tan for like occasions anyway, but now I don't even want to tan for occasions because like my whole body's covered up, so why would I have tanned it? Anyway, irrelevant. I'm also starving. I think it's 6:30. I'm waiting there at 7. I think it's like a 10-minute walk. So I'm also going to go to Dunn's because there's a Dunn's next door. I worked in Dunn's as manager for years and years and years. I'm going to go over buy some flowers for Amy. We're all going to contribute to flowers and a bottle of wine and buy her meal this evening because this whole trip was just so generous and I feel really lucky to be here, especially with such a lovely bunch of girls, as I said. Rain. I don't know if you can hear that. So I'm hand walking George in the indoor, stretch the legs, give him a look at the place without all the jumps. Just taking a minute in the car. So we just hand walked in the indoor because it is torrentially lashing rain. And it's now like, it's nearly 11. The lessons start at 11, but I am on until 3. So I don't know, will I go for a little gander around TRI or something, because I can sit and watch like 100 jump lessons, but I can't watch loads of dressage lessons. It's probably bad of me to say, but it's just not my thing. And I am looking forward to seeing what George is like, and I'm going to kind of try and see if I can focus the lesson more on like my position, things that I really need to work on that I can transfer then to Theo in the dressage. And just like general tips for starting dressage when you've never done it before, rather than fully focusing on George, because we don't have 7 million hours, so that's not really an issue we can fix in one day. I don't really know. I've lost my head collar, and this morning I found my rug. I thought I hadn't packed my rug. I found it shoved way into the back of my Jeep, and it was after going behind some tires, so oops, that was my bad, but at least I found it now. I'm going to do a quick outfit of the day in the rain. So I'm wearing the black Sandstorm quarter-zip fleece and then the new emerald green, you can see that? Emerald green hybrids. I got these in my goodie bag yesterday and they're fab, but it's so rainy I had to put on my Ridgeline jacket over the top. Maybe I'm being converted to dressage because how pretty is Vino? I am obsessed. Look at that, he's so flashy. I'm not going to annoy you with the big long voice over here, but I just wanted to say we are not dressage divas, and this is probably the best trot work George has ever done because he normally tranters and just acts like an idiot because he wants to canter. His canter work is always nice, but trot is where our issue is, so I'm very proud of this and I don't need a load of hate in the comments if people don't like it, okay? That's all. lesson. I was like, what is going on? Cyril actually said that his canter is like something, it's so uphill naturally, and that's something that dressage riders will have to work with their horses for years to get them to come into. So his canter was good and his trot work was way better than expected. So clearly a really hard day's jumping is what he needs before flat work. But now it's time for the 3.5 hour drive home. We're home, George is having a little drink. He's got plenty of hay. We're going to put his rug on and leave him nice and cozy because he was the best boy. I literally can't see anything. I have the flash on because of this pitch black, but we are home. It's around 8 o'clock. I'm going to put George's rug on. He's got the stable all ready thanks to Keelan. He's going to stay in again tonight and then he'll go back out tomorrow because they're still living out 24/7. But I'm so happy with him. He was the best boy. He was honestly super. He's no interest in me right now because he just wants to stuff his face with hay. But he's not easy. He's a bit of a weirdo. But he's my little weirdo because he was just really, really good. He tried his hardest for me all weekend. He's a perfect boy to travel home. And yeah, I had a brilliant time and I'm so proud of him. He's such a pretty boy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to end it here. I literally have no idea what this looks like right now. But if you did enjoy the vlog, make sure to like it, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.